Welcome back to Tales from the Empty Nest. She's Mama.
He's Big Boy.
And we're just some empty nesters that have been privileged enough to make it through raising kids and all of the ups and downs of marriage. And now we're just really loving life.
And each other.
And each other, traveling, just doing a lot of fun stuff that maybe we didn't get to do so much when we were younger, even before we had kids, because just we didn't have a lot of money. The Army doesn't pay that well.
Yep.
So we kind of just like trips where, hey, let's go see our family. They weren't,
Exactly.
hey, let's go to fun places or anything like that. But we're on episode 4, and we have started from the very beginning. We talked about this is kind of where we came from. This is kind of a high level look at how our life has gone as we've navigated with kids and school and new jobs and just all of that good stuff. And then we got into kind of how we almost tore our own marriage up. And then last week on episode 3, we talked about some of the things we did to fix it. Today, I think we'll start off talking about some exciting stuff. We got a trip coming up. We're going to Columbus this weekend, leaving Thursday morning really, really early.
It's finally football season.
So we're going to head up to Columbus, watch those Texas Longhorns play the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then as a bonus, and this was Mama's idea, we're standing in the pool one day. She goes, hey, what do you think about skipping over to Boston for a few days after we go to Columbus instead of coming home on Sunday? And I said, that sounds good to me because we love Boston.
Yep.
So that's what we did. I changed the flights.
We were already off work.
Yeah, we're already going to be off
Labor
work
Day.
on Monday. So really only adding a couple more days to the vacation. So we're excited about that. And I thought we'd talk a little bit about like recommendations for Boston because I did a video last night and a lot of people have asked like, well, what do you do? I've never been there. What's there to do in Boston? So I'll let you start out and we'll just kind of go back and forth and talk about what are the fun things to do. Why is Boston such a cool place?
I don't know. Well, one, I thought it was really cool. This is something silly, but the public transportation system, which we lack that type of transportation system in Texas, I feel like. And so that part was pretty cool, but it's a pretty city and lots of food, lots of history. One of the things we've done both times we've been there. First time we went there was just me and you. Second time, the kids really, really wanted to go see it, so we took them last year. And both times we did the Freedom Trail. And we just didn't do the short version. We did the whole thing. So it does take a good part of the day, but so worth it. I mean, just you're standing on areas where there's, the history of the United States. So,
Yeah, kind of where everything began.
Yeah, and water. There's lots of water everywhere. we don't have that in some areas where we live. Or where we live, we don't have that. So,
yeah, the Freedom Trail is pretty cool, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can sign up for tours where people actually take you, like a guide will take you out and walk you around the city and go to the various spots and talk to you about those various spots. I'm not much of a like guided tour type of person, so I was looking around. The time when we went the first time a few years ago, I was trying to figure out like what is there to do in Boston, and so I came across this. It was on a website I found, but it's this. It's an app called Walk-in Tours. Walk-in Tours, like walk-in tours.
like IN.
No, like in.
Okay.
So if you just go to the App Store and just type in Walk-in Tours, you'll find this app, and you can download the app for free. But then they have various like tours in cities all across the world, I think. And obviously they had the Freedom Trail for Boston, and it was really cool. I liked it because it tells you where to go to start, and you get there, you put an earbud in, and you start the thing playing back. And you do have to pay for each tour, but once you pay for it, it's yours. We've used it twice now. And I think it was like $5 or $6 or something. Like, it wasn't.
You can go at your own pace. You can pause it. Like we were like, ooh, this restaurant looks cool. Ooh, look, off the beaten path, and you don't have a tour guide or other people that you have to worry about. It's just yourself.
Yeah, it's all self-paced, and I thought that was what was cool because I mean, if you do the Freedom Trail, you're looking at probably, depending on who you go with and what all sites you go, some of them are a little more condensed than others. But if you want to do the whole Freedom Trail, like go out to Charlestown and Bunker Hill and all that.
Name some historical things that it shows you along the Freedom Trail. Paul Revere's house.
Yeah, Paul Revere's house. There's a lot of, there's a couple
Tea
of.
Party.
No, not Boston Tea Party.
There's. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you.
There's a couple of Boston Tea. Well,
I think they showed you where.
No.
Massacre. That's what.
Yeah,
it was.
the Boston Massacre is on there.
Yeah.
There are a couple of really neat, like, grave sites that have a lot of pretty famous people buried in them. They're man, the what is it called? The Massachusetts House thing, like just all of the old buildings where they do government and all that type of stuff. There's churches.
What's the ship or the last part?
The USS Constitution is on the walking tour one, and that's really cool. If you're like a military historical type person, that's really neat.
I will say, if you do that route of what we did, that you bring some sort of portable phone charger and earbuds that have a pretty long battery life. Yeah, that's one issue we ran into, is phones kind of starting to die on us or whatnot. So that's just a piece of advice that we learned along the way doing that.
You're gonna spend like 4 or 5 hours doing it probably if you go at your own pace. But the cool thing is, like she said, you can pause it, look around. Like we spent 30 minutes in the grave site just kind of walking around and looking at the different. I mean, and back then there's more information on a tombstone than there is today. I feel like there was like stories on some of these tombstones, not just they died at this such and such date or whatever. So yeah, the Freedom Trail is definitely something that's really cool. If you're into shopping, Newberry Street is a really cool street that's got a lot of shopping. And if you go that route, go to the Prudential Center and do what is it? The View of Boston or whatever it's called, something experience.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You go up really high up in this tower, and they have an indoor and an outdoor observation facility. And man, it's really cool to see the city from that high up.
And they did give a military discount. So who knows? They might even give other types of discounts, but that was
you're going to probably get military discounts in a lot of places in Boston. There's the whole Fennel Market area right there. The North End is freaking amazing for pizza and Italian food. There's great seafood everywhere. We're lobster roll fiends, so we'll eat a lot of lobster rolls. But there's some really cool historic, like, tavern bar type places that have been around forever. Bellingham Tavern is supposedly the longest continuously operated bar in the United States.
Which had, to me, the best lobster roll.
It had a really good one for sure. Union Oyster House is another place that's been around forever. The Green Dragon Tavern is a place where revolutionary leadership met to like plan the war and all those things. So, and then there's another place out in Charleston called Warren Tavern, which the walk-in tour will tell you about and say, hey, if you want to go there, pause the thing now and keep walking straight for like a couple blocks. And that's a really old tavern as well, where a lot of those guys drank and ate and planned those types of things. And
it's a good spot to stop before you climb that nice
getting hill. Up to Bunker Hill is rough, but you got to go do that, I think. You mentioned the public transportation. It's kind of just cool if you've never done it to just go get on a subway and zoom around and do that.
That's pretty neat.
The ferry was kind of cool. You can go back and forth between, just kind of right there across the Boston Harbor. But yeah.
And I will say this: we always get, I think Northerners get like a bad rap of, oh, they're rude or whatnot. That's the stuff you hear stereotypically. But man, both times we've been there, I mean, everybody's been real nice. And even on the subway, when we're trying to learn where we're going, it's like people know you're tourists, and if they're from around there, they would reach out and help you. I mean, very, very nice people. Good service at restaurants. I mean, just a good overall experience. Both times we went. Nothing bad to say.
Got to go out to Fenway Park if you're a baseball fan. Go catch a Red Sox game.
Got to mention that one.
Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to do that on Tuesday night. So, yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on what you're into, I think. But there is tons of food, drink, tons of really cool historical things. I love the North End because it looks like a different planet. Like you leave you leave kind of this market.
To us, it does.
Well, I mean, it looks like you leave this area of Boston, which is, you see high-rise buildings and, just more modern-looking buildings. And then all of a sudden you go across this street, and there's these old, tiny little streets that only one car can get down. And there's these old buildings that have been there forever. Yeah. The restaurants are really neat because they all open up to the street, and some of them you can sit on the street. Others, they have windows that open up into the street, and it's just really neat. It's like you're in a different country almost. Mm-hmm. Boston we love Boston. I think it's our favorite city, I would say. And we haven't been everywhere. But
we're not well versed in traveling as far as stateside goes. We need to get better. We've talked about that.
I don't think we do. I
you just pick
I like what I like
and go do it.
Yeah, I don't need to go see everything. I just want to go spend my time in places I like. We're excited about our trip. Should be an interesting football trip, should be a amazing Boston trip, and we just hope we get out of Columbus alive.
I know that's. I mean, we didn't post much about football season, I think, last year, but this year we'll be a lot more diligent in posting our travels as far as that goes. We're huge Texas Longhorn fans, and we love to go to an away game once a year, and this is the one we picked, and we've heard it's a pretty hostile environment up there. We'll see.
Yeah, I've done Twitter polls and been told I'm going to die and I'm getting beat up and like all this stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're super excited about that. Let's do an empty nest update. We've been working on the Blue Room off and on for a while. Why don't you tell everybody? I know you're really excited about all this stuff.
I am. I love to be able to decorate. And I don't know, for some reason, we painted this room blue like the first time
You're going to stop dissing on the blue paint.
Oh, I was fixing to really get in trouble right there.
You are in trouble.
Your look was so angry.
You are in trouble. She keeps saying, for some reason, like I went out and picked. No, time out.
You didn't let me finish.
No, because I know what you're going to say.
You wanted blue, and I thought, not my favorite, but okay. I'm gray, beige. Let me open up. Let me be a little more risky here with my colors. And so we went and picked out a color. I picked the blue.
Well, you didn't pick it, but we both agreed that it would be pretty.
It looked different to me on the swatch than it did on the wall. So when you paint, I think the first time I saw it, you were pretty much already well into painting the room. And I was like, I can't say crap right now because he's going to lose his mind if I don't like this. So
it looks exactly like it looked on the swatch. I don't know why. This is a thing.
It is to me.
The blue looks really good.
Different, but
the blue looks really good. You guys have seen it. If you're following us on TikTok, you've seen it.
So our daughter, she moved back in, and she ripped that room like saying, "Oh my gosh, it's blue. Why'd you paint it blue?" And so then that really started to make me think.
That's really where it's coming from.
So
this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with your daughter.
I value her opinion on style and what looks good. She's hip. She knows. She was in college. So, anyway, she moved back in for a year, her last year of college, and then moved out. But it made us, okay, well, what am I going to do with this blue now? Now I feel like it's really crappy looking. And we made it a Southwestern kind of vibe. So it's kind of like that Aztec-y, New Mexico. I've heard it called so many different things when I search kind of how to decorate it. But anyway, our daughter came over to visit us this evening, and I was really proud to show her the progress I had done in that new room. And she gave it her blessing and said, "Oh my gosh, it makes it look so much better. The blue looks great." And then that Southwestern vibe is got it going for it. So it's like cactuses and pottery kind of lamps, and I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, there's
almost done.
So. There's also a bed in there now. Yeah, not a bed, but there's a bed frame. There's a dresser. Yeah, there's a mattress on the way. We went mattress shopping the other day, and the conundrum there is like,
I hate mattress shopping.
Do we want to spend that much money? We bought a Sleep Number for ourselves a while back, and we really like it. It's a nice mattress. It's
good.
comfortable. And so we went there because they have some new technology in the Sleep Numbers, like this cooling technology and heating technology. So we wanted to go check that out. So we did. And then we got the price, and we were like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Like, and then so we did, So we did an emergency T-MAM board meeting to decide whether we were going to do it. And we did. We had some tequila, and we decided we're gonna order this. So that's coming, like in a little over a week.
Yes,
it'll be
so
here.
that's for replace the one we have, and we'll put our old one in the guest bedroom.
Yeah. So that bedroom will be. And there's like a couple of little pieces that are coming, like a mirror thing.
And then we'll show it once it's all done.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. I wish I had a before picture.
She goes in there.
I know.
Well, there's a video. There's a video of the room empty and you're vacuuming it. Yeah. But it's funny, like she'll just go in there. Like empty nest is like a true thing for moms.
It is. I mean, I go ahead. I'll let you say.
No, I was just going to say, like you just will randomly get up and go in there and just stand there and look around.
Part of me goes in there. Okay, so for this is our daughter's room that we're talking about, the blue room, or was her room. So she's moved out. That was her third time moving out. So I've kind of gotten over the whole going back in the room and going, this is where she slept, and this is where this is, and this is where that is. Our son's room is kind of just a catch-all right now, and that room's kind of sad to me. I don't like to go in there. It's too fresh. He moved out.
He moved out before she did.
Yeah, he did. He moved out in the spring, and that one's still fresh. I don't like to go in there because I don't know. It still smells like him, and it's kind of It's that one's kind of hard. But going in the blue room, I just go in there. I just want to check it out. I just vibe. I just like, ooh, look at this. Look at all the fun stuff I'm getting to do in here. So. Maybe I'll get that way with our son's room, but right now it's a little too raw for me.
Yeah, and we can actually do something in there or something like that. She even went and cut a lot of the tags off of things, which she never does.
I know. There's probably still some decor in this house that if you picked it up, there's a tag tucked underneath.
I guarantee
something.
you there's something in our bathroom that's got a tag on it. Why do you do that anyway? I don't think I've ever asked you.
I wait to get the full effect. When I buy pieces, I don't just go and go, I'm just going to buy all this stuff for this room at once. It's kind of like you start with something and then that pulls something else out and go, okay, this would look good with that. And so I want the whole picture to come together before I commit. And I keep my receipts and I keep the tags on something in case I want to return it and change my mind. And then I forget to take the tags off.
Yes. Well, one thing's for sure, men empty nest a lot different than women empty nest because you're literally like building a nest.
Yeah, I really am.
Yeah, I just want to like get naked in different places. That's like all I wanted. That's all I really want to do. Or like just do what I want to do, right? Like I don't have to worry about any little kids or punks like coming in and like being in the way of what I'm trying to do.
That's fair.
That's
different.
That's man empty nesting. Although I've got some ideas for, well, we're gonna do this big, not really remodel, but we're gonna like put all this tile down and all kinds of stuff like that. Probably do that in the next few months, I think, probably. But anyway, so yeah, the room is coming along. You've done a great job. I won't diss on your choices. I'll be supportive.
Well, you've helped support it financially, so thank you for that.
Well, I mean, you have a job too, so
I do, but it's nice.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
It's nice to be able to run things past each other and go, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that big purchase.
I'll take it. So yeah, so there's a blue room update. The other day we were talking about. You said you wanted to go be a swinger.
I wanted to be a swinger.
Yeah, you wanted to be a swinger. We wanted. You said we'll go to a retirement swingers home.
I did. I said when it's time to retire. Though.
Yeah. But something. So you guys don't know this that are listening, but I'm the producer of all of this. I record everything. I edit everything.
Thank God for you.
And
I don't have the time or patience for that.
So last week we had a lot of snafus while we were doing this. So I had to do a lot of editing of the audio, right? So I was going through listening to the audio and just making sure everything was good. And you said something that made me wonder, babe. You said like, yeah, when you're old, nobody's gonna find out.
Oh, or who cares?
That you're a swinger,
at that
right?
Point.
And so in my mind, I go, "Well, is that the only? Is that the only reason that we're not swingers?
No.
Is because you're afraid that someone's gonna find out?"
I think I've mentioned this somewhere along the way on some conversation, maybe not a podcast, but I don't think I'm okay right now sharing my man.
That's
And
fair.
I also don't feel comfortable. I would feel really, I don't know a better way to say this, but I feel dirty. Like
You would feel dirty?
if I had another man, like I just respect what we have right now too much. Doesn't mean we can't.
No Sanchos then?
Yeah, no Sanchos. But
when we're old and retired, we're
yeah,
going to be swingers?
Maybe we
okay.
might just go, whatever. What do we have to lose?
Fair enough. I thought that was an interesting comment, and I wanted to
that's
I wanted to retouch on that because
that may not have been the answer you wanted to hear, but
no, I'm fine. Yeah, you're too much to handle by yourself anyway, babe. I don't know if I can do like multiple women and stuff.
Yeah,
just kidding. I could, but
shut up.
I'm a man though. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not swingers, but we are swingers. We'll be swingers when we retire, apparently, because nobody's gonna know.
We need to look into that. Somebody let us know. Is there such a thing? Are there like swinger nursing homes, or is that just like go?
I do not think there are.
Or I wouldn't say nursing homes. That's about. It's like a elderly retirement community.
Yeah, there's that.
What are they called?
There's that one in Florida, and I heard it's like got tons of like STDs floating around in it.
No.
Yeah. Because they're old. They just finally got to the point you're going to get at and be like, who cares anymore? And so apparently, I've heard that. I don't know, obviously, but yeah, I've heard it's pretty. And there's I've seen these TikToks of these people. You know how you flip through TikTok and you watch one video for 20 seconds, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in this loop
dang
of.
it.
Yeah,
I watched it too long.
So I was scrolling through TikTok, and this is a while back. I was scrolling through TikTok one time, and I came across this couple, and that's kind of like their thing on TikTok. That's like their niche. They're swingers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I watched a little bit of a video, and then I kept scrolling, but then more and more when we're popping up, they go on these cruises that are all swinger cruises, and I don't know how that works. I don't know. I doubt there's a swinger cruise line. So maybe it's probably not exclusively swingers on these cruises, but maybe they just get together in a big group and
this is when we're going.
Yeah, they all go on the same cruise. They go to all-inclusive resorts and things like that too. So there's probably not a retirement home or nursing home, but there's definitely these organized swinger things. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think that'd be kind of weird too to me. Even for me, I think that would be weird. There's these sex clubs and stuff where people just go off in there and they just match up with some people and start getting down.
I don't know. It's just too weird for me right now to
it's
comprehend that.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And maybe we're just I don't know. Maybe we're just prudes, and because we haven't. I'm going to throw this out there. We've talked about a whole lot of stuff. We don't have, neither one of us have had a lot of partners sexually. No. So 2.
Yeah.
2 each.
I've had one before you. You've had one before me.
Yeah. So it's not we're super, what's the word? We don't have a ton of experience with multiple people.
Yeah.
To me, it would be really weird to just go randomly hook up with, even I think about kind of this hookup culture today, and I'm not talking about adults. I'm just talking about in general. There seems it's much more.
It's not relationship established.
Right.
It's
it's much more acceptable now than it was probably when we were kids to just go hooking up with people, right? But it happens all the time now, and that seems weird to me.
Yep.
I don't know if I could just go on a dinner date and
hey, go, let me try you out.
Have sex with somebody like that. I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know. But anyway, we kind of got off topic there a little bit. But yeah, I think there's probably a lot of cool sex topics to talk about for old people like us, empty nesters and whatnot. We'll just do it and see where it goes, randomly.
Okay.
Not the swinger thing, the topic thing. She said yes. No, I'm just kidding. One thing I did want to talk about, and I want to get your thoughts on it. You know, we've talked a lot about just how it's really easy to sort of not prioritize your relationship with your spouse and what that can lead to, and just really told a story of we were like madly in love in the beginning. And I think we still cared about each other a ton, even when our marriage was at its worst. I know I still cared about you. I assume you still cared about me, or we probably wouldn't be sitting here today doing this.
Correct.
But one thing, and I've seen this before, where people talk about your cup being full. In other words, like, and women probably, I feel like, and I may be wrong, but I feel like women need a little more from their man to keep their cup full, to feel like they're loved and feel like they're prioritized. And what are your thoughts on that? You're making a face right now.
I just had a burp. Sorry.
Oh, man, I thought you were about to get deep over there. So yeah, so like for me, and I keep saying for men, and I know there's probably men out there that aren't the touchy-feely, like love language, you know, physical touch people, but I certainly am.
I feel like I feel like you needed your cup more filled than I did.
Well, here's what I will say about that. I think my cup was so dry and empty.
It's so sad.
That
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think though it wasn't even getting close to full. Like I was getting splashes every once in a while. Mm-hmm. That's how I would say an analogy of it. It was like I wasn't even close to full anymore, and I would get these splashes, and they were great, but it wasn't keeping me sustained. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think same thing for you. Like you probably there was probably times where I did something right and like maybe filled your cup up a little bit, but I never could keep your cup full either. And I think, we were talking last week about just how to avoid all of that in the first place.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think that's really the key right there. Figure out what keeps your spouse's cup full, and figure out whatever those deposits have to be. Do that.
And we touched on the love language thing last episode, and that I think that goes hand in hand. Like you said, for me, acts of service, and yours was
physical touch, and it could be just it didn't have to be like sex necessarily. Just like hugs and kisses, or just you come and sit on my lap for a few minutes and just pay attention to me.
Yeah,
that's like a big deal to me.
See, my physical touch tank was really empty though. I needed a lot of.
Well, you didn't want to. You weren't getting your needs met, and so you didn't have any. You didn't have like it wasn't like you were like, oh, he's not meeting my needs, I'm not going to meet him. Your cup wasn't full, so you weren't doing those things that helped me out. Right. And we kind of just got in this pattern of we just weren't there for each other with regards to that. So
we already touched upon why that happened.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things going on, but
it's kind of hard. It's like, man, it's really hard.
But that's when people are listening out there, and hopefully people listen, and I hope it helps people, honestly, especially young couples. Like I said, we were so happy in the beginning, even after the kids. Initially we were great, and then we just quit. We kind of quit like courting each other, quit dating each other. You know how people say date your spouse and all that. I think that's really true. That's a thing. You got to keep doing that because if you don't, you just turn into people that live together, but you're not really in a loving, romantic type relationship. And I think the really sad thing for me is you hear about people, like 50% of people get divorced, 50% of couples, whatever it is, and it's around there. I don't know the exact statistic, but I think people just give up on themselves and give up on their relationship too fast.
People don't want to work anymore at anything, period. Relationships.
Well, I think
their jobs.
Yeah.
It's just the culture kind of that's gone that way.
Yeah, you may be right.
What do we need to do to get everybody where's that drive that
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Young people today, and I don't want to pick on young people. I don't want to pick on anybody, but I'm just giving my observations. And you see it all the time. Mm-hmm. You precept nursing students and new nurses and things like that, mm-hmm. and these stories you tell me are just wild.
They're wild to me.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people just don't. I mean, I have people that we hire in very entry-level positions that a few months after they get there are already starting to ask questions like, what do I need to do to get promoted? Or
like,
when am I going to get promoted
right now, and that will come.
Exactly. Like, dude, you just got here. You don't even know what you're doing right now, really. And you're already worried about getting promoted.
You're already wanting my job?
Yeah. And they'll tell you in interviews, like, one of the questions I like to ask in interviews is, what are your short-term professional goals and what are your long-term professional goals? And I've had people tell me for their long-term, like and they say long-term, they'll go like, they'll answer it like this. In the first year or two, I'd like to learn as much as I can about this position, explore other positions within the company, and, which I think is fine. Like, not everybody wants to be an entry-level person. I get that. But then they'll go 3 to 5 years or 5 to 10 years. I think I could see myself in your position. And I'm like, what? No, you can't. You won't. You will not be. It's not how it works, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, work ethic at work
and probably within relationships
is
not
suffering.
Good.
What do we need to do?
I think we want to be careful. Like, there's probably a lot of people out here that'll listen to this. We've had people comment on TikToks before that say, you guys are so right, but unfortunately, like, me and my spouse didn't do that, and we got a divorce. So I don't want to like pick at people that didn't make it. I think a lot of it is not so much like that people don't want to. Mm-hmm. They just don't know how to. Like, we didn't know how to. We got really lucky, I feel like, to be able to come back together and start working on that. And other people, I think, they just let all that. You talked about the hard heart last week, I think they let all that just, they just don't want, well, kind of like I did. And I was just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Yeah. I was in that space. And I don't know, somehow we figured it out. Yeah, we figured it out. So that was good. But yeah, keep that in mind when you're dealing with the day-to-day. Like, figure out a way to fill up your spouse's cup. Whatever that cup needs to be. Work on that. I think if more people did that, like, it still would be hard.
Well,
but
there's a saying, or I've seen this on thing. I don't know where I've seen this, but where you're not always going to give 50-50. Some days I'm only going to be able to give 20.
Right.
And on those days, I need your help to give 80.
And maybe
it's going to be like that for you one time.
Yeah.
And you just have to help each other pick up the slack.
Yeah. And sometimes you might not be able to give any.
Yeah. So, and there's times, I think even now, where it's like I tell you, you just want to go hang out in the pool longer, or do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to go in and chill. And sometimes we're fine doing stuff separately, and we're fine doing stuff together.
It's devastating for me.
Oh, hush.
It's devastating for me when you leave me in the pool.
Shut up. But it's good to also have time away to, like, decompress from each other every now and then.
Yeah, too. I don't think you've got to be with your spouse 100% of the time.
It's hard not to bring stressors home, or, bad day with kids, or a bad day at work. And sometimes you just need to go, you know what? I am not in the mood to talk right now, because if I did, it would just be complaining, or we would not get anywhere. So can I just go have a moment for like an hour, and then can we come back and then talk? And I think that's a good way to handle stuff like that too. And we didn't do enough of that. We just went at each. I complained about work, or you complained about this, or I complained about the kids, and we should have just sat back and gone, now's probably not a good time for us to talk to each other. I just need a moment. Nothing to do with you. I just need a moment to decompress for myself, and then let's regroup.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know, have too much else to add. I think that was perfect. Like you mentioned, some days you're only going to be able to give so much towards the relationship, and someone else has got to pick up that slack. And I think just people start counting. They start like keeping score
tally
on all of that. You know what I mean?
We
did that.
We
did do that. And so I feel like it was more so you than me.
Probably. I'll own it.
But yeah, I mean, I think, and that's just kind of human nature. And so yeah, man, relationships are crazy. It's interesting when I look back on it. When we first started dating, and even when we first got married, it was easy. Mm-hmm. And I really think probably why was because we just didn't have all of those outside stressors that
it was simple.
Yeah, it was just us. Like, all we had to do was make sure we paid the bills.
Yeah, and we didn't have a lot at that time either.
No.
Finances also put a stress on that.
Absolutely, 100%.
We were both
Finances
trying to go back
can
to
be
school, and we were living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, finances can.
I think finances. That, but
finances is probably one of the biggest, like, causes of relationships going south. I would think, especially not just. It's not just managing what you have and like making sure you're getting things done, but like, again, we've talked about this on the show before a little bit. How you and I were so completely different back then. Not only different than we are today, but different from each other when it came to money.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, we'd get like $200 and I'd be like, I gotta go. What can I go buy for $200?
Yep.
And I know it drove you. Pocket. I know it drove you freaking
yes, it
nuts.
Did. I was a saver.
Well, you were just
spend it on stuff that is needed,
right,
instead of wanted.
Right. So yeah, but I mean, even through that, I mean, we fought about that.
Yeah, we did, and
but it wasn't
about that. But let's not go too much into that because we like we beat a dead horse. But
it's a different horse.
But and don't take offense to that saying. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're a horse lover, we don't really beat up horses.
But yeah, that was a stressor that we never really touched upon. But yeah, that was something that contributed to stress in our house.
How do you
stress in our marriage?
Do you think it's possible to limit the stressors, or do you think the only thing you can do? I mean, I think it's possible. It's just not, like, for instance, finances. Like, you can't really eliminate that stressor, but you can cope with it better, right?
Yeah. You got to both want to participate in that, though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a hard one.
Yeah,
that is definitely a hard one to tackle.
And I think they're all like that. I mean, I think like anything you could really think of, it's like you can't really avoid it necessarily. Like kids, you could avoid it by just not having kids, but I think most people get into a relationship and with the intent of having children.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
or they know off the bat what their intentions are. Like, do they want to have kids or not have kids?
Right.
Hopefully that conversation's happened.
Yeah, that could be a what do they call it? A wrench in the spoke. Yeah. So anyway, let's do some mailbags. We get questions all the time on TikTok. People wanting to know this, wanting to know that. And one of the ones that comes up a lot is, what do we do for a living? Some people even ask if we're retired.
I wish we were retired.
I know.
Man, if you knew me on a personal level, you would know how much that I want to be retired, because I post on my own socials about that all the time. I just don't want to work, period. It's not that I hate what I'm doing. I just would hate anything that required me to work. And I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
I'm more of like a soldier on type of person, which makes sense. I was a soldier. I played football for a long time. But I will say this.
What is it that you do, though? We need to answer this question.
Well, hold on.
Around it.
No, we're not. I was going to say there are times now, and it's very few and far between, but there are times where I go, man, I wish I could find something else. Like I wish I could make a living doing something else.
Yeah. I think about that too. There's nothing I want to do.
But I don't know if that's just like I'm just getting bored with what I do, or if it's I'm sick of like working for people and I want to go do my own thing type of thing. I don't
think that's more it for you.
Maybe.
You've always kind of wanted to be your own boss.
So yeah, anyway, I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
What I do, should I get to the point of so I'm a nurse. I
think that's fine. That's
I'm
a fine
registered
answer.
Nurse. I work in the operating room. Right out of school, I did like a bedside medical surgical job. That didn't last long. If you talk to any nurse, that's a very, very hard area of nursing to do for a long period of time. And then I did labor and delivery. I worked night shift all those years, which we talked about that.
But you really loved labor and delivery.
I loved labor and delivery. That was a very, very rewarding job. But I missed a lot of our kids' sporting events, and that required me to work weekends, 12-hour shifts, or have to sleep.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'd either be working day shift on the weekend or sleeping on the weekend. You know, you have to do your fair share of weekends. And I'd miss their, evening games or whatnot going into work, and I would have missed them if I worked day shifts. It didn't matter which way I cut it, like working nights or days. I was missing a lot of their stuff. So when we moved in 2015, I didn't want to give up labor and delivery, but an opportunity came open to work in the operating room, which is, Monday through Friday gig, 6:30 to 3. I could pick up the kids from school. Weekends was just call. I wasn't required to be there unless there was an emergency. And then I kind of went to a smaller operating room, and now it's even better. No weekends, pretty much, and maybe a couple nights working late. But
if you could make the same money that you're making now as a labor and delivery nurse, is that something that you would consider going back to?
Now that the kids are grown, yes, because I'm not missing out on their. But I'm so far removed from that life.
You know what I remember?
I'm not going to lie. It's a lot easier to take care of my patients when they're asleep.
Yeah.
I have to deal with the high and mighty surgeons every now and then, but that's a whole other beast. But I like being the advocate for my patients when they're asleep. I like being their voice, and that's an important job. So I like what I do. I like what I do as an operating room nurse. I remember, just don't want to work, though. Low key.
I hear you. I remember you used to end up with like these massive stretches of time off.
Yes.
Where you didn't have to actually take time off because of the way the schedule. The
self-scheduling.
Yeah.
So I could work a Friday, Saturday. Where I worked, Sunday was grouped into. It was a Monday through Sunday work week, not a Sunday through Saturday work week. So I would work a Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then be off all the way until the next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and not have to take any paid time off.
Yeah, I mean,
so there were perks to that, but they weren't as important as seeing my kids, school.
But we could plan vacations and things where you didn't have to take time off. I didn't have to take
any time off.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. For me, what I do is, I'm not even exactly sure how to.
Yours is hard to explain.
Yeah,
I can't even explain it to people who ask me.
Our kids would always ask us or ask me Dad, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like if I had to explain it to somebody, what do you do? I think the simplest way to explain what I do is I just I manage a team of technical people, and that's I don't.
For a software company.
For a software company. And that's pretty much the best way I can think to describe it. I would say my initial thought on that was to say I'm in operations, which I am. Mm-hmm. Not your type of operations, but business operations. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's what I do. I've been doing that for the last almost 11 years now. Before that, I worked for pretty big defense contracting company in support of the military. And then before that, I was in the military.
Yep. So both of when we went back to school, and that kind of was a stressor on our marriage, was to get you to where you're at in your job now, and also to get me my degree in nursing. So that's what got us. Because I was a stay-at-home mom before I was a nurse.
She was a professional stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. Before that, before we had kids, I worked in a motorcycle dealership.
That's right. You
That
did
was
like
a lot
the
of fun.
You did like the finance stuff,
Yeah, I
right?
did the finance stuff. Whenever someone bought an ATV or a motorcycle or a scooter or whatever, I sat down with them and did the paperwork. At 19 years old, and I had so many people come ask me, "Are you old enough to even do this?"
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
I had a really cool boss who had a lot of faith in me.
Yeah. I remember when you applied for that job, I was like, what is she doing? Like,
I don't know, man. It was far-fetched. I was shocked I got that job.
I mean, not to like, nothing negative against you. Like, you're a very capable person, but I was too. I was like,
I'm just gonna shoot my shot, man.
Yeah,
this is when we had to look for ads in the newspaper.
Yeah, you had
this
to get
is a newspaper ad. I had to call newspaper.
You had to get the thrifty nickel and find jobs and apartments and everything. It was a wild time, y'all. A lot of the people that probably listen to this will remember that, but like if any new people do, they're gonna be like, "What the hell is a paper?
Yep. What
is a thrifty nickel?" So yeah, man. That's the other question we get, and we don't get this one a lot, but we got it, and I thought it was interesting because I've heard you talk about it recently. One of the guys on TikTok responded to one of our videos and just kind of asked about menopause.
Oh, a guy asked that question.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
he must be doing.
Yes,
with his lady friend.
I think that's why he asked the question. And I think he was just like kind of fishing to see.
Yeah. Is this normal?
Well, do we have any, do I have any experience with that?
Well, so I'll be 45 at the end of this year. I'm not scared to say that. And I want to say there's some perimenopausal things going on. And
explain to the husbands what that might mean.
Point blank, I've never had a very high libido as compared to you. So seeing that really impact that area hasn't really changed.
I think your sex drive is way better now than it used to be.
And that might be because I don't have kids to exhaust me, things like that. But
I'm just saying
that hasn't really impacted me. But I don't know. Sleep has been an issue. And where they say the 3 o'clock witching hour, that is legit true.
I must be in menopause because I get up at like 2:30 every single morning.
The sleep disturbances have been bad. A little more tired than usual, I will say that. I get tired faster. And I work out regularly and eat pretty good. And I notice it's a lot harder for me to kind of stay in shape. And my body changes a little bit, and that causes some depression, anxiety. But a funny thing, I mean, if we're just being honest here. I mean, women have cycles, so I'm pretty.
She loves to talk about this. Well, she's a nurse, so she loves to talk about like any.
I mean,
gross
if you're gonna
stuff.
ask the question, that's what perimenopause kind of talks about. I mean, that's really what it is.
That's fair.
Or
And
menopause.
that's why I knew
that's
you would
really
love
what
this.
menopause is, kind of, right? You stop having the period. Your body's tinkering out. It doesn't need to make babies, and hormones change and whatever. So I'm a pretty regular person. These last couple months been kind of weird, and we had one where I was real late.
Yeah, like a week and a half, right?
And that never happens. And I was like, no, I have everything works in my body, but he's had
I'm neutered.
Yeah, he got neutered. So, there's still that slight chance, right? And so I was really nervous, like, oh, crap.
Yeah, you should have been, because like
a week late.
Who was it?
Oh my God.
That's the question.
It was going to be another Jesus. Another miracle baby.
Immaculate conception.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't believe that, babe. I'm not that gullible.
But anyway, we went and bought a pregnancy test because we were so scared.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like,
oh man,
I was like 99.99, like millions of nines out into infinity that she was not pregnant, right?
But I'm never late.
But the funny thing is, she gets the pregnancy test. She comes home and goes to take it, but she doesn't text me. Like I can't remember if you like got distracted.
It was
or,
fun. Not to tell you. We'll have to tell this. We'll have to tell the other story about when I didn't tell you something.
And finally, I just like go, well, like I think I texted you like because it was like 30 minutes, and I was like, I know she took this thing already.
I was so relieved. Oh man, I mean,
she was probably texting all her
I love our
boyfriends.
kids, and I loved raising them, but I'm done. I don't want to raise any kids. I'll help take care of grandbabiys,
Right.
but I'm done. So I was really nervous.
She was texting all her boyfriends first to let them know that she wasn't pregnant. That's what was really going on.
Tell them about that one time when I went in for some sort of doctor's appointment.
Yeah, so
and I think our youngest, it wouldn't have been far fetched
no,
for me to be pregnant.
Yeah, I think our son was
2.
Yeah, 2 or 3, something like. So it would have been
Our
kind
youngest.
of an appropriate age to have another. Yeah, so you went to a doctor's appointment for something.
Yeah.
And you called me.
They had to do urine.
Yeah, they had to do. They did a
test.
pregnancy test. I think it was like your yearly thing, and you had me convinced that they just do this precautionary pregnancy test, and I'm pregnant. And I was like,
I
at
felt
first,
bad, but I didn't.
at first I was like obviously shocked, right? Because we were really successful at planning and not planning pregnancies,
and we were pretty sure we were done.
Yeah. But then and I feel like you let it go for a while, like maybe the rest of that day or something, because I
let it go for a while.
I'd kind of come around to the idea that, oh, you know what, this would be cool. We can have 3, like, 3 would be all right. And then you like go, yeah, I was just messing with you. I'm not pregnant. So I was like,
I kind of felt bad, but it was kind of fun.
So I was like relieved, but also kind of like sad at the same time. I started like rapping. Yeah, I started like.
I shouldn't have let it go as long as I did.
Yeah. So she's very mean to me. And that's really when the relationship went off the rails.
Oh, shut up.
I'm just kidding. But yeah. So anything else like on the menopause front? Like, I mean, you talk about this all the time. So I thought you would be like gung ho for this topic.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like I'm too scared. I don't want to have surgery to do anything to do stuff. So I'm just going to live with it. We're going to suffer through this, man.
To answer this guy's question, and I really do feel like he was kind of confiding in me, like asking if you were dealing with anything and how that was. Like, honestly, there are some things, like she does every once in a while, like have these hot flashes or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yes.
But like her body still works.
Right. Hot flashes.
And I don't notice you being crazy or, having I think mood swings is probably part of it because there's a lot of hormone stuff that happens. I haven't really noticed anything like that.
I'm kind of always kind of like that.
You've just always been like really mean.
To be fair, so. I'm diabetic, so if my sugar's high, my sugar's low, if I'm not feeling good as far as that goes, he's going to get those mood swings. So he's honestly used to the mood swings. But yeah, the hot flashes are legit. And a lot of times happen in the middle of the night.
She's usually freezing, and there'll be time, and it's interesting, and I don't know how this works out. Maybe I'm going through my own thing. But, like, when she's not freezing, when she's hot, like, I'm actually comfortable. Mm-hmm. When normally I'm, like, hot, and she's complaining about how it's freezing. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's, like, the hidden gift of menopause is you'll be on a normal temperature.
Yeah.
At some point.
That's fair. We'll both love it freezing.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out. But, yeah, I don't. Like, when do you think... when does that normally happen for women? Like full on, like
I don't know, 50s.
50s.
Yeah. So
you still got a ways to go. So she can still get pregnant, and that's really why we're not swingers right now.
I'm still fertile
because everything still works, and we definitely don't want to raise other people's kids for sure. I don't.
Well, it'd be my kid.
Well, I mean, it'd be your kid. It wouldn't be my kid. Yeah. So that's it. That's why we're drawing the line. But yeah, man, there's the mailbag. There's the show for the week. We appreciate you guys listening. Check out the website, Tales from Empty Nest. There's links to all our socials. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you found a spot to listen to it. But if you come across the website and you don't have a spot to listen to it, if you hear one of our clips maybe on TikTok about the podcast, yeah, you can find all the links to all the places where all the podcasts are. And we're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. And, honestly, I don't do anything on Twitter. Every once in a while, I copy something over to Instagram. iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find the podcast. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying it. I hope we can help people. I hope people can listen to our stories,
or I hope people can help us too. I like to hear things.
Exactly. We're not perfect.
Stories.
We don't know everything.
I want to know stuff too.
Yeah, so there's a contact form on the website. Please, 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 if you think of something, you have a question, you have a comment, go to that contact form and just shoot us a message. And obviously, you can shoot us messages on TikTok. A lot of people do that. I enjoy reading them. I enjoy answering the questions. I am really enjoying just sitting down with my wife for an hour once a week and just having a conversation.
Yeah, we used to do our walks. That's what therapy told us to help kind of take you away from all the distractions. You go on a walk, and we used to do that. And we do that in the mornings, on the weekends, but during the evening, it's a little too hot right now. Maybe
and we'll
keep that up. But this is kind of like our walk.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we just get to talk about things and, I don't know. Yeah. Just have a conversation. It's good stuff. Also, real quick, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, even if you listen to this somewhere else, because we'll be putting up some travel vlogs. I do a lot of video stuff. I haven't done it yet for our Fredericksburg trip, but I got some really good video of our trip. I'll be putting all that together into a video, putting that up on YouTube, and we will certainly do that for this Columbus/Boston trip.
See how crazy of a fanatic
you'll get to
football
see me,
fans we are.
You'll get to see me getting beat up if, in fact, I do get beat up, because I'll record the whole thing. In between punches thrown, I'll have the camera going.
Oh, man.
And then in December, we're going to Mexico for 5 days, 5 nights, 5 nights.
Like that.
Always love Mexico. Beaches are fantastic. That's what we'll talk about next week. We'll talk about some of our favorite sort of types of places to go, and what we really enjoy versus what we haven't really
And I would love some recommendations on that, because we're not well versed on that.
On what?
Travel, where to go, for all-inclusives and stuff like that. I like to explore. You're a creature of habit.
Yeah, you're losing me on that one, but anyway.
Send your recommendations.
Send recommendations anyway. All right, you guys have a good night. Mama, thanks for being here.